Hey folks, what's up? It's Friday, so you already know what that means. So on today's show, I'm talking comic book reviews of Unnatural Order, Night Thrasher, and Ain't No Grave. I'm also talking about Quirky Black Sci-Fi Tales Volume 2, which is out Brooklyn Comic Con, and a Omega level mutant is rejoining the Avengers. Folks, this is the Hungry Bleak Show. Thanks for joining me. Why don't we get into it, shall we? Hey folks, what's up? How you doing? It is a Friday. Well, as I record this live, we're live once again. Thank you very much for anyone who is watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, and whoever is listening later on or watching later on. Thank you very much. I truly appreciate it. As always, let me get this out of the way because I want to talk to y'all. How have you been? How was your week? Okay. How was work? Did you take care of that thing that you want to take care of? I know. Sometimes that workers be like that, but don't worry about it. How are all the loved ones? You know what? They're always going to do that, but don't worry. Hopefully, it'll just be something that'll blow over, but just keep doing you. All right, cool. You drink your water. Weather's starting to change. It's getting to be that way. All right, you good? Okay, so tumultuous week. I had to rush home from work, running back here because I want to talk to y'all. I want to get at this, and I'm kind of enjoying live shows again. Maybe I don't know. Kind of was liking the recording, but regardless, we're going to get into this. We've got some kind of comic book news or just geek culture news, truly. Anyway, so excuse me very much. Throat's a little dry. You know how it is when that weather starts to change. It's a little bit of a snafu, especially for me, unfortunately, because I got that throat, that dry throat. Let me correct what. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Y'all think I got a wet throat? Don't matter. So we're going to talk about an incredible individual who is M. Shias Dash, and her Quirky Black Sci-Fi Tales Volume 1 and 2 are now available. This is great. Volume 2 became available in February, I believe, which is awesome. And as always, because it is her work, it is diabolical and is amazing. When you go into this, first off, read the first volume because you're going to get so much more. And there's actually a continuation of a story of the braided one. You get the sequel to it, which is the twisted one. I'm absolutely loving this series. It's really cool. And the ending of it kind of left me like, wait, what? So I'm hoping that there's going to be a third one. And I think I know the name of it already if I'm not being too forward, but what have you. A fan of M. Shy and her work, also being such an outspoken voice. And I do not use the term voice lightly because we got a lot of talking heads in our community, but we don't have a lot of voices. I'm just saying. Anyway, so yes, please go and check this out. It's available on Amazon. It is available in print, which I definitely recommend getting, which is awesome because I love having it in my bookcase. And I also love just being able to hold them both up. I don't know why I did that face. I apologize immediately because I have 1 and 2. Beautiful covers. I love the it just feels like the artwork and everything definitely feels like M. Shy. I don't know what that means, but yes, it feels very much M. Shy, and the quirkiness of her art and everything, and her writing, which is awesome. So please go and check this out. Like I said, volumes 1 and 2, you definitely want to get them. Yeah, I'm excited for a third volume. I'm just saying. Awesome. So congratulations to her. Amazing work as always. Appreciate you so much, M. Shah. You are amazing. Now to go on to another incredible being, another Omega level individual. So you probably already heard the news, but Storm is going to join the X-Men. actually rejoining the X-Men. Let's be honest, she was a part of the X-Men at one point in time. The Avengers. Excuse me. She's going to rejoin the Avengers. Hopefully, this goes much better than last time. The annulment heard around the world. That was very dire, and we didn't really need that. It was, yeah, that just didn't seem right. But this is also I think it's Jed MacKay who is writing this. Jed MacKay, a fan of Jed MacKay. I spoke about him last show. He did Moon Knight, which I loved that Moon Knight run. It was so awesome, and it set up a lot for Blood Hunt, which is the event going on now, where it's the vampires have taken over the MCU by using Dark Force, and all the beings who actually use Dark Force as a power or who inhabit that energy, using all of them and the Dark Force to block out the sun, so they can run rampant. So it's everybody fighting against the vampires, and then this is a spoiler alert. Spoiler. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. At the end of Blood Hunt, which is the main series of this event, it's going to be 5 issues. At the end, we find out that Blade is not what he seemed to be, and he's actually, it looks like he's going to be the villain of this, which I absolutely love, where he actually kills, or stabs through the chest, I should say, Doctor Strange. Lots been happening with Blade. If you did not know, go and read Brian Hill's incredible 10-issue series for Blade. A lot happened, and Blade delved deeper into his vampiric side, and I think that's where this is coming from, which I'm excited about. But anyway, yes, so hopefully this goes better. Look, we all love Storm, especially with the X-Men 97 series. Storm has gotten a whole new level of respect and love, and is acknowledged in the animated realm universe as Omega level, which we already knew she was. She's one of the most powerful beings on planet, let's be honest, for real. So this will be awesome. So this will be in the aftermath of Blood Hunt and the fall of X. I want to say that's what's happening. I'll check it out. I'm not really reading Avengers like that. I brought the first run because I wanted to see what Jed was doing with it. I trust him. He's a favorite writer of mine. I'm always into what he's doing, but we'll go from there and we'll see what happens. But hopefully this will be, excuse me, hopefully this will be fun and yada yada, right? No? Okay, sure, whatever. Next up, we have there is a con in Brooklyn, which I apologize for that immediately. Where is Brooklyn Comic Con? This is going to be June 8th and 9th. Look, if you're in the area and you're in New York and you're looking for something to do, you want to have some fun, I recommend going to this. I'm going to actually try to go to this. I haven't been yet, so I would love to have a first time going into this con and just having some fun, chilling out there and just seeing what that environment is like and seeing all the talent is going to be. They've got a pretty cool roster of people that they've been advertising so far. They've got Walter E. Jones, Allison Court, Allison Seeley Smith, George Buza, Carla Perez. That's a pretty stellar lineup, especially because, Black Ranger, obviously. I think, wait, if I'm correct, George does the voice of Beast in X-Men 97. I think he was actually in a show called Maniac Mansion, which was based on a computer game. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could totally be wrong. I don't know, what have you. But then they also have special guest. We all know him. He has not really been a part of the bloodline yet, but when we'll see him in wrestling, Rikishi is going to be there. This is pretty awesome. Like I said, I'm trying to go. I want to see what's going on there and see what that vibe is like. All right. So, folks, what we're going to do is we are not going to take any breaks this episode because I want to get through it. I want to talk to y'all. I want to get a wrap. So let's go right into our comic book reviews. How does that sound? Does that sound good to y'all? All right. So there's a lot of comics that have been coming out. A plethora, if you will. Can I use the word plethora? I have used the word plethora a lot. I have, right? Thank you so very much to all of them. But it's one of those things where there's a lot of comics come out, so let's start talking about them. One that people were excited about, but they weren't talking about for some reason, which I don't really understand. It was weird to me, is Night Thrasher. This is from Marvel Comics, obviously. Uh, love that cover. This is writer is Jay Haltom. Excuse me. Artist is Nelson Daniel. Color artist is Matt Miller. Letterer is VC's Travis Lanham, and cover artist is Alan Qua. So we all know Night Thrasher from the New Warriors. This is one of favorites of characters that people have loved. So Dwayne Taylor was brought back from the dead during a tournament. I think it was the Champions tournament. I think it was, and now he's got to figure out what his life is going to be like, what he's going to do. Will he be going back to being a superhero? Will he go back to being a philanthropist, doing all this good work in the neighborhood? He doesn't know. So it's him and Silhouette basically. Like he comes back and Silhouette sees he's back, and him trying to figure out what he wants to do, and also reconciling with the fact that he was dead for so long and was brought back for this tournament and then was just left high and dry. What do you do after that? What do you do after you've been dead for so long and then you're resurrected only for a tournament? And then after that, you're just left. You have no idea what you're to do. How are you to reconcile with that life, the people who you have left behind when you died? How do you reconcile with them? How just being there in general, just being alive, how do you deal with that? How your mind boggles, how everyone has moved on and moved forward in life, and you're still here trying to figure out what to do. That's a very interesting thing for me, and seeing how the neighborhood has changed and seeing how everything has again moved on without him. And will he continue to do good things? Do you think that what you've done has been good? What, seeing your legacy now all these years later after you died, how does that make you feel? I love that part of it. And what happens when an old friend becomes a new foe in the form of rage? Very interesting. I love the art style. It felt kind of, I don't want to say the word bleak, but it felt very like dark in the fact of you're trying to figure out, you yourself are trying to figure out like that life and death thing. And I love that. And I love that it kind of feels like Dwayne's mindset of, there's, even though there can be beautiful things and light, he has Silhouette near him and everything, but still having this bleak outlook because he's been dead for all these years. It's very interesting to me to see. So it is 3 issues in. One, two. Yes, it's 3 issues in. They actually introduce a whole new, a new outfit for Night Thrasher as well, because he realizes that in order to do just a few things, he has to go back and use that persona, but just for this time being. So hopefully this will be an opening to something more for Night Thrasher, possibly a whole New Warriors team. Because the young teams, we've had Young Avengers, we've had Champions since he's been gone. So what if we do a new Warriors, the 3rd iteration, 4th, something like that. I'm excited by that. So this is a very good read. I'm enjoying this a lot, like I said. So Night Thrasher, like I said, 3 issues in. I'm enjoying it. Please go check this out. It's awesome. Yeah. So next up, this is one that I was not expecting. This was an impulse buy, which I love to do with comics because it makes it fun. And this is a comic called Unnatural Order. This is out of Vault Comics. I was really enjoying this one. Yeah, sorry. I'm just thinking about the first time reading it. So this is, like I said, from Vault Comics. This is writer is Christopher Yost. Artist is Val Rodriguez. Colorist is Dirbala Kelly. And the letterer is And World Design. You already know I love saying And World Design because it's awesome, and they always give you that great work. So basically, the story of this is warriors are brought from different times to combat this evil known as the Druid. So you have warriors from, how you usually see warriors from, like, you'll see Roman warriors, African warriors, Vikings, samurai, ninja, berserkers. So you see these warriors that have been brought here by magic, but there's still not enough. So they still need one more warrior to really get this, someone who truly is bloodthirsty and such. And the magic, they bring back a navy. I'm trying to think if it's a petty officer. I want to say a petty officer to come back. So that's interesting to me, because when you normally see these stories and they bring warriors from different times, you never see like really a military from modern day being brought into these stories. I love that. The fact that also the individual is black, and when we first meet them, they're hanging up in this, like they're being tied up, and they say, "This is the word that we've brought." So to see this, I believe they're no, actually, I want to say it's a Navy pilot. I love the fact of the medieval feel to it. I really enjoy. I think that's awesome. I'm always going to be a fan of medieval, like I don't want to say knights of the round. Knights really don't do it for me. They honestly don't. But seeing this is really cool, because you see a berserker, you see a woman with a spear, like an Amazon, you see different words, but then to bring someone in there who they all know they're being brought there through time to face this evil, but the Navy pilot doesn't. And then him learning about that and having to go into it is going to be cool. I'm 2 issues in. I believe they're at 5 issues, perhaps, I want to say. I'm enjoying this. This was an impulse buy, but it was really enjoyable, fun. I didn't know really what was going to happen in this, because I read a little bit of description, but I wanted to be surprised. I find that my impulse buys are the comics that hit me the most. Do a Power Bomb was I don't even know how to still describe that comic because of how much it hit me. So Unnatural Order is a really fun comic. I enjoyed. Like I said, I love the fighting, the brutality of it. Sometimes I just want to see good fights and good brutality. That sounded really awkward and disrespectful, but it made me feel good, made me happy, made me just really feel nice, and I like that, and I want to see where the story goes, and if he's going to be able to get back through time back home. The art is very. I love the tones of it, especially the fire. As you can see, the orange and the red are very, very. They're very visceral. They're very much there, and I like that. Um, I love the character designs as well. You see them in the motion, and it looks very much like they are moving in motion, and I love that kind of feel. Where's that page of this? Well, it's not really a splash page, but it's a nice, like this page right here. You definitely feel that them coming in unison to, to get whatever, to get these enemies, to get these lichens from away from this young lady. Love that. So yeah, I'm into like barbaric or barbarian, like uh comics like that, where the action is so fierce I can feel a blade swiping by my head. I love that feel. So yes, this is a go and get it, buy for me. This is Unnatural Order from Vault Comics. Like I said, they are up to issue. I'm trying to think of what issue there. I want to say 4 or 5. Don't quote me on it, but go and check it out. Okay. Yes, please do that. And the last comic that I'll be talking about, excuse me, is this is a new one that came out of Image Comics. This is Ain't No Grave. I love that title alone. I don't even know how to describe that. That title is just awesome to me. It really is. So, like I said, this is from Image. This is written by Scotty Young and art by Jorge Corona. If you remember, the two of them also worked on, I believe it was Middle West, I want to say. I think that was the name of the comic. I want to say it was Middle West, where it was a comic about a boy who finds out that he is a wizard and he's dealing with like an abusive father. It's a very, just a very, very hard hitting. Yes, so that was Middle West, which is another. Scotty Young just always does some of the greatest things, and I love the artist that he always chooses too. He always chooses great artists. So this is the story of I have a female gunfighter who is sick, terminally sick, and looking to find out how to deal with this. Meanwhile, we have flashbacks of her and her family, her husband and her little girl, and making allusions to her past and her being like kind of a rogue and a ruffian when she coughs. And that's when we first see that she's sick. She coughs and there's blood there. And it's her having these flashbacks while she's on this journey. And as we go through her journey and she's trying to figure out what's going on, we see the flashbacks of her being sick and the doctor saying, if you do this, you'll have more time. And she's like, no, I can't do this. We see her kind of being haunted as she tries to pass through this river, creek, some manner of body of water. And as we get closer and she's getting more anxious, we find out what her true purpose is as she kind of walks through this gateway and she finds this passageway. And we find out that her purpose is to kill death. So you already know why I'm into this comic, obviously. I love the personification of death in comics. I always think that's someone looking after death or trying to find death, hunting death, or death hunting someone. Like East Meets West, which is one of my favorites. There was that great thing there. I love that fact. I also love supernatural westerns. They're awesome. They're always cool. Because there's a definite in here, whether it's a zombie, whether it's vampires, whether it's some manner of a cult, whether it's hauntings, whatever it is, whether it's Posse has a little bit of a supernatural tinge to it because Jesse feels like he has to kill the people who killed his father with silver because those are his demons, even something like that. So I love that feeling of it. The art is always great. Scotty Young always finds a way to get an artist that has a little bit of a quirky style, but it fits so well into that story because even Scotty has a quirky way of writing, so it really adds up and it just adds flavor to this great sumptuous meal. I've already started talking about food. Isn't that ridiculous? You know I'm hungry. It's absurd. I shouldn't even be talking about. I shouldn't. But yeah, season your food, especially your chicken, please. Season your chicken. Anyway, so yes, this is definitely one. This is only one issue has been out. It's a new comic. Like I said, I'm very happy with it. I love it. I want to go back and read this. Like I said, the cover alone got me because I see again the personification of death. I see Western. I see a gunfighter and a title like "Ain't No Grave." Yes. I'm definitely going to jump into this. I have to. There's no way that I wasn't going to jump into this comic, and I'm glad I did. So yes, that was that. So, folks, those were my choices. My reads, like I said, you've got Night Thrasher, which is out of Marvel Comics. You've got Unnatural Order, which is out of Vault Comics, and you've got Ain't No Grave out of Image Comics. They are all wins to me. That most definitely wins. So now, Wellness Check Friday, as always. How are you doing? Did you drink water today? Did you eat? Did you stretch? Did you take your medication? I'm not trying to police you. I'm just trying to make sure that you're being the best you that you can be. Whether it is for a physical, mental, or emotional ailment, I want you to be the best you that you can be. We all have different things that we do, to deal with everyday stuff. Believe me, I know. But one of my things that I've learned about doing, which I'm really enjoying doing, and I didn't realize I even had them, are comfort reads and watches. What is that? You know that movie that you'll always watch when you're not feeling so good? Or that sweater that you watch? Or even that soup or that stew or whatever it is, whatever meal it is, whether it's an empanada, whether it's paella, whether it's a hot cup of chai with a little bit of honey drizzled in it. That's a comfort thing that makes you feel better when you're not feeling your best. We have movies that we do that too. There are movies and series. Like one of mine is years ago, I used to always do Ghost in the Shell, the animated series. And I used to always, and Law and Order SVU, when it would be on USA, like a 10-hour block of it. And if I was off that day, I would just watch that, and I would have it playing it in the background. I've seen every episode at least 20 times because they would always replay it, and I love that. I was there with Stabler and Benson and Stabler. Then Tutuola came in, Finn, obviously. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. So those were my things. So yeah, I have that, and I realized I have comfort comics that I read too. I did not realize that. I didn't. Um, One of my comfort comics is Excellence out of Skybound. I've talked about Excellence numerous times. You all know how I feel about that one. Excuse me. Um, and it's a comic that I am just really happy about because it just makes me feel good. It's a beautiful comic. It is, and yeah, that one. I'm rereading Skull Kickers, which is awesome, by the way. Uh, I'm actually rereading Something's Killing the Children too because I have to. I have two trades that I haven't read, so I decided to just go back and reread those trades, and I'll read those two special shots. Was it House of Butcher? Excuse me, House of Slaughter, and then House of Butcher. Those, um, but they make me feel good, and they're just like really cool ones, you know. Um, so yeah, that's what I've been doing this week. I've been doing it because the Something So Unusual is just a horror. It's a horror, but it feels right. If that makes any sense. Um, yeah, so I'm a fan of that one. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I've been reading, and it helps me to just feel better and to flow more. So that's that. All right. So something that I've been loving to do is I've been thinking of different lists and things to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my 5 for Friday. These are 5 comics that should be adapted into a movie or series. Now, let me pre-emphasize this. These are comics that I feel have 2 or more trades. So I can't say something like, I mean, obviously, I would say Excellence, but that would be too easy. But you have comics that are incredible comics, but they're only like they don't have a full trade just there, or even they may have actually a whole universe. Honorable mention to 133 Art Comics, phenomenal. The One Nation is diabolical. Okay. Um, Honorable mention to Concrete Comics. Concrete has an incredible universe there, just beautiful. Yeah, those two in particular are just incredible, amazing. I absolutely love them. But these are ones that have more than 2 trades. They have actually quite a few trades, and they have like a whole world that they've created along with it. So that's why I said that. So they have 2 or more trades, and they're like sizable. So these are my reviews. I'm not gonna tell you. I'll give you maybe 1 or 2 sentences why I actually picked these. Okay. So first one is Skull Kickers out of Image Comics. This has 3 huge omnibus. Let's go with that. Um, this is about 2 bounty hunters who are just these rogues. One is a tall, bald man with a gun that he never has to reload, and there's a story about why he never has to reload it. And then you have his partner, which is a small I want to say he's a dwarf. I'm not saying dwarf as derogatory because of his size. I'm saying no, he's actually like a dwarf, like a Lord of the Rings dwarf. He has like 2 axes, long beard, everything, what have you. And it's them going around killing monsters in a very hilarious way, slapstick, almost bloody, and it's just really good. And I love it. I think this would be a great series of movies, or even a series of animated or live action on, let's say, AMC. I could totally see this on AMC or even Amazon, truthfully. Catalyst Prime out of Lion Forge slash Oni, I believe is the partnership now, or the ownership now. Catalyst Prime was a huge universe of this meteor passing by the Earth, almost crashed. These astronauts went up into space, stopped it, and then we get all these people who have powers. There's Noble. There were what there was there were so many teams. Excuse me. There were so many lines. There were about Noble, Excess, Superb. Um, there was a team. The team book was the Unnaturals. I'm trying to remember the name of the actual team book, which I loved it because Larry Stroman was doing some of the art for, I think, maybe 3 or 4 of the issues, and I love Larry Stroman's art, obviously. There was also Kino, and there was Astonisher, and there was Summit, and then they had an ending to the universe, which I think was called 7 Days. But I believe each series had more than one trade, I want to say, and they all connected. This is a huge, expansive, lot of issues. This would make a great, like, Saturday morning action series. Definitely see it. Barbaric out of Vault Comics. Yes. There's a barbarian by the name of Owen. I don't know what else to tell you except that's awesome. And it's him with an axe that gets drunk off of blood and talks to him. And it's him trying to figure out why he was cursed to do good deeds. So he can only kill people who have good deeds, who have done bad things to other people. This is a comic that's great. There are 3 trades, a spin-off series called Queen of Swords. There were, I think, 2 specials, and the new arc just started, I want to say a couple weeks ago. So this has plenty of room for a lot there. Next one is Sixth Gun, Supernatural Western. This has about maybe 9 or 10 trades. I think maybe 1 or 2 like one-shot special issues. It even has a sequel series called Shadow Roads, which is 2 trades, which is what happens after everything that happens there. Supernatural, you have 6 guns that if they are brought together, they can, whoever brings them together can remake the universe in however they want. Turns out these guns are older than anything that you can think of, and it's this ragtag group of individuals, rogues, that have to figure out how to stop this from happening, keeping the guns away from this faction that wants to do this. Yes, give us some yes. This is awesome. I absolutely love this comic. Awesome, great. Yes, this awesome. A series again. I would say AMC or Amazon. Possibly Max, but y'all be canceling stuff. So I don't know. And the last one is It's Not Another Were Spider out of Webway Comics. Let's not act like Greg doesn't have 3 feature-length movies. I want to say 2 series, 1 live action, 1 animated, a couple of 1-hour specials, and probably another live action series going with this one. This is a whole expansive universe. Greg got a lot going on here. If you have not heard of It's Not Another Were Spider, what this is the son of Anansi. Look at the name and you'll see why. Okay. I can't believe that some people still don't see that kind of like turn there. I honestly don't see that. And him jumping into our reality, into our universe, and his adventures there. Trying to close the portal, mixing in with so many other characters of our mythology, our excuse me, our cultural mythology and other cultures as well. And with characters from different books as well. You have a lot that you can do with It's Not Another Were Spider as far as adaptation, but this is one that I definitely would love to see because of the African folklore, and all the different myths and mythology that Greg has weaved into this story. Again, not just from the diaspora, but from other cultures. It's really cool, awesome. And I love seeing him hang around with other characters from other books and that mishmashing of the creators doing their thing. I love crossovers, obviously, good crossovers. And I think that It's Not Another Were Spider is a comic that is primed to possibly go on Amazon Prime. I would say this one, I would definitely say would be, I would say Prime for this. Yeah, definitely Amazon Prime for this one. Definitely. So yes, those are my 5 for Friday picks. I'll be doing this every so often where I'll have like 5 comics that I'll say, hey, this is why this comic should be it. What have you? I might give a qualification because some of them you'll say, oh, well, why wasn't this one? Why wasn't this one? There are certain reasons why. like Something is Killing the Children, incredible comic, but I'm not saying it because it's already been talked about being a series. I think on FX maybe or something like that. Eh, Actually, you know what? It's not. I could go on. But I really want it's not to be streaming. I don't want commercials. I want just the show. It was awesome. So yeah, so that's my pick for that. So next up, what's on my plate always? Look, I have been in a few relationships where I have been dealt the French fry tax. If you don't know what the French fry tax is basically you go out with your partner, they order, you order. You both have your plates, you're eating, everything's good. You got French fries, they did not. They'll ask you, oh, were you getting French fries? You'll say, yeah, because you know what's about to happen. They get a different side. So, you're able to, they're going to take some of your fries. I've dated people where I've been at the table. We both have French fries. They'll still take my French fries. Now, I didn't mind it because the person I knew what it was. And I always called it, I would say that it was the French fry tax. You can call it the boyfriend tax. You can call it the significant other tax. You can call it the girlfriend tax, the partner tax, significant, whatever it is, you can call it. I've only been a boyfriend. So I call it the boyfriend tax. If I ever become a husband, I will call it the husband tax. I will call it the whatever. But let's call it the French fry tax if there are no labels in what you are doing. And if there are no labels, hey, that's cool too. Strawberry almond milk is the best thing on the planet. So this is a place where there are plenty of French fries because that's all they serve are French fries. Okay, this is pomme frite. Didn't know I spoke French, right? Yeah, it's been a while since I spoke French. I'm gonna be honest with you folks. So this is a place in New York, obviously, where they have incredible food. The French fries are awesome. They're almost like steak fries, seasoned so well. But the biggest thing about it is that you can sit inside. Obviously, it's like a nice small little spot you go in. They got these hard wooden tables. I absolutely love it there. Like the feel of it is a vibe. I went there with my cousin Carlo. Great. These are pictures of it inside. But what they have all these different um, sauces. That's the biggest thing about it. You can order your French fries, and you have sauces. You have some of the sauces are incredible. They're amazing. Let me see if I can get what some of the sauces are. Well, they even have popular items too. Like they have poutine as well. I said poutine. Poutine. It's French. Perverts. Poutine. Actually, it's a Canadian thing I want to say, but French Canadian, whatever. You put it's I want to say it's French fries with like a cheese curd sauce, I think. Maybe a meat. I can't remember. But yeah, but poutine is what I said. Perverts. Anyway, yeah, so they've got all these great fries, and then you see here, and then they've all these got these delicious sauces. They've got regular mayo, they've got a special mayo, they've got ketchup, yellow mustard, hot sauce, malt vinegar, raw onions. You can have on their pickled jalapenos. Thank you. They've got truffle oil, which you can go and get also. Like they've got a lot of incredible things you can have on there. So that's cool. And they have sauces that are gluten free, vegan, non fat, and dairy free. So you have different sauces for you. Just have to go and ask. I really enjoyed this place. I went here once a few years ago on a hot summer day because I had seen it somewhere. I can't even remember where. And the food was just, I sat there and I just had fries. And I said, this is really cool. The only downside is then I did want a burger. But it's cool to just have fries. And again, if you're getting that French fry tax from your partner or partners, shout out to my poly people and my open relationship people. I see you out there. I respect you and I love you. It gives you an option to do it. You'll have like you can still sometimes somebody else's fries on the other plate taste better. I don't understand that logic, but I've been told that, and it doesn't make any sense. But whatever, that's what it is. So yes, go and check out this place that I enjoy going to, which I love. It is pomme frites. I want to say frites. I know I'm saying it wrong, and I apologize to everyone who speaks French who is saying, "Why are you butchering the language?" And I have nothing else to say except I'm sorry and thank you for being my friend. I don't know what that means. And there you go. So that's that awesome place, and I enjoy it. So, okay, talk to you about the Palm Fritz. I have talked to you about all the comics, everything that's going on. I want to talk to you 1 second about, excuse me, about something that annoys me in the realm of uh, of comics and actually geek culture in general. I want to say is a thing called they suck just because it's a different company, or whether it's a gaming situation or whatever. People just rallying behind it. Here's the thing: it is okay to like two companies. I'm a wrestling fan. I watch AEW. I watch WWE. I watch Impact. I watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. There are different things about each company that I absolutely love, and there are things about the other companies that I'm not a huge fan of. But the fact of the matter is, it's okay to join that. Don't hate them just because it's a different company or it's a or remember the console wars? Oh, I don't like it because it's Xbox. Oh, I like it because it's PlayStation. I don't give a damn if the game is good and it's awesome, and the hardware is there or PC. Go run it, go do it. Just like like people who do that. It's stop. Enjoy what you enjoy, and they say, oh well, I don't like them because of this. Let me tell you something. It's a corporation. There are a billion reasons for you not to like them, but you're still partaking in their product or whatever it is. So just pick the one that fits your sensibilities and go with that and enjoy the product that they're giving. Now, if they're doing things that are completely and totally wrong, like if they are investing in war and genocide, then do not go to them. If there are companies that do not treat their employees properly, then you do not go with them. If there are companies that have horrible ratings because of their poor customer service or their lackadaisical way of looking at the environment, pollution, um, you know, uh, reproductive rights issues, a woman's body or the female body, I should say, excuse me, the reproductive organs, what have you, and they don't want to do that, then don't go with that company for those reasons. But don't say, oh, well, it's WWE, oh, it's Microsoft, oh, it's Sony, oh, it's uh, whatever it is, just because it's the company. No, because then you're missing out on really cool stuff that you might like. So stop that. The tribal war doesn't make any sense, folks, because honestly, they're all getting our money in one way, shape, or form. Just pick the one with the best sensibilities to get your money. And that's it. All right. I'll get off my soapbox now. I apologize. I don't know why I always do that, but I do. Anyway. Well, folks, that is today's show. Thank you so very much for being here. I truly appreciate it as always. You are the wind beneath my wings. I don't know why. Who wrote that line? Who? Jesus. What the hell? My writers are ridiculous, and that's what they do. I'm the only writer here. I apologize. But yes, you are the wind beneath my wings. Thank you so very much. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Hey, go out, enjoy the day if you can, get some fresh air. Make sure that you are being the best that you can be for yourself. And here's the thing, folks, show up for yourself. Be consistent to you before you're consistent to anyone else. Because if you're not consistent for yourself and make sure that you're good, nothing is going to go right. It's just going to be a mess. All right. So y'all have a very good one. I will see y'all next time where I will be talking about more comics. I'm going to be talking about some news as well. Yeah. All right. I'll have another list for you as well that I think I've got like 3 or 4 of them already built up. So on that note, y'all have a very good day. As always, the links for everything will be in the episode description. Actually, I should have already put it in there because I try to be ahead of everything. You have a very good time. Enjoy the rest of it. And just love yourself and love those who love you. That's all I got, folks. I'll see you later. Peace. Oh, and thank you, JD, for this incredible Tumblr mug. I love it. New York versus the world all day, every day. And yeah, that's it. All milk is goaded.